So I wanted to just touch on a video, use my video, and touch on this Chrisean Rock and Blueface topic. I don't know why I want to talk about this. I know I really am getting drained with even posting about it because I just feel like I don't even know, but I just want to speak on it, just in case anyone watching that is listening that can be helped by the situation, whoever, it may be, or shed some light. I just don't like it at all. I'm just going to be honest. And, I don't think she'll see this video or whatever, but whoever sees it, it's just unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing. And I don't know her. I don't know anything about her. I don't know, her at all. But what she's portraying and, everything in the media and as far as everybody, that watches it, pretty much knows. If you don't, just look it up and just get like a little preview of it or whatever. But just the whole non-healing of yourself and basically not taking responsibility or accountability for your healing process, which is what we all have to do, and blaming others and not wanting to listen to people to telling you the right thing, that's just unacceptable for me. It just is. She's young, and even though she's young, it's kind of, I still have to say, it's no excuse. She has a background that, has come from trauma, but it's a lot of people have come from a traumatic background. I've come from a traumatic background. Just the interviewer, he even let her know he come from a traumatic background. And just to be honest with you, I didn't like, I'm talking about the Hollywood Unlocked interview. I didn't like that he was basically feeding her the thing that is basically causing her contributing to a lot of her problems, because really it's herself that's causing her problems. So she may want to blame her past. She may want to make excuses and, not put any type of responsibility on herself. But anyone who's of age, especially maturity, and then she says she's spiritual, but everything she's doing is not reeking of someone who's spiritual and of God. So that's why I question that as well. As if she was of God and she claims she's a healer, she will be able to heal herself. Because you can't heal others unless you can heal yourself. So that right there, I question that. So it's hard to just watch it and listen to her, because it's like you're doing the opposite of everything that you're claiming. So until I see something different from her that looks like a spiritual person, a person of God that she says she is, she says she's a giver, but I'm seeing her giving to people who are taking from her, giving to people who are not doing right by her. Because just because someone is your family, it could be blood, it could be non-blood, it could be whatever, doesn't mean that they are right for you. So, what I'm seeing is, her throwing away her blessings. That's what I'm seeing. Not being appreciative of them. Because when you're appreciative of them, you do right by yourself, and then you do right by the people who are going to do what's right. You're not supposed to be blessing people who's going to take it and throw it away, basically. You don't have to let them be hungry or on the street, but you can't be doing the most and overflow. You have to make them work and earn for what they claim that they should have, and so that's like, that doesn't make sense to me. But, it's each his own. People come from different backgrounds, so they're going to think differently. They're not going to understand or think like other people or whatever the case may be. And it's sad because she have a lot of people around her that she loves, or she says she loves, but if you don't even love yourself, the love is not real love. It's like, it's not real love, Real love is unconditional, but you have to love yourself. You have to, real love is healthy. We're not perfect, but we're supposed to strive every day to be like Christ. And not saying that she's a bad person, but she's displaying a lot of bad qualities. And she shouldn't want to do that, especially being such a huge influence to so many young people. She says, why do people care? Why do people care? But if you claim that you're chosen, you should want people to care. You should know that there are good people out. If you say you're chosen and you're really chosen, you would know what chosen ones are. You would know 144,000. You would know there are other good people out here. Not a lot. If you are, that's if you are. So I'm not saying she is, but I'm saying those who really are know who's who. You know who the good people are versus who not. So it's sad because dang, it's kind of making me get emotional. I don't even know if I'm gonna post this, but it's kind of, it's challenging to look at because it's like, it's, it's sad because she's a person, you know what I'm saying? And she had a hard life and she's challenged, and she actually is blessed because for her to go through so much and to always have help, because if you know what about a chosen one, no matter what you go through, nobody can touch, nobody can hurt you, nobody can kill you. So when you're chosen, you can go through literally hell and nothing can kill you. Nobody can touch you, like, until it's time for you to go, whatever way that is, whether it be, a physical death or whether it be, ascension. Nobody can mess with you because God called you to do something on this earth, which is to help heal yourself first and then help others and bring them to Christ, before Jesus returns. So that's what it is. It's one of those things where you walk in a room and people know, even if they don't know consciously, it's a subconscious thing. And so it's a lot of elements to it. You have a pure heart, your heart is good, and it's just like you come around an environment, all of a sudden people have to vibrate higher. They have to basically do what they're supposed to do around you. You have to do right by you, even if they hate you, even if they're your enemy, because God says so, and if they don't, then it's problems, and you don't have to fight with your fists. You don't have to fight with your fists. You have to let God fight your battles, because God said vengeance is his for a reason. You pray for your enemies, and you pray for people who do you wrong, but you don't let them keep using you, or you go away from them or set boundaries or whatever, but you just pray that they change their ways, because God is going to take care of it one way or another. But I just hate that she's around people who are enabling her, who are giving her the very things that is just bringing out her demons, basically, because what's going on with her relationship is they are reflecting each other. So they're mirrors of each other. So, but they're in their lower state. So if one of them decides to vibrate higher, that's actually what gonna really tell what's what. Either both of them going to vibrate higher, and if they're meant to be, then great. If they're not, then great, because that would mean that they're gonna be with and go whatever direction that God wants them to go. But if they keep vibrating on the level they are, that's why they're aligning with each other, because based off of their unhealed traumas, both have very similar traumas with toxicity. They need to break generational curses. So she needs to break generational curses of abuse in family, addictions, and instead of breaking it, she's playing that out. Same as him, he's playing out the generational trauma. He doesn't really talk about his, but he tries to hide it. But because his family's more, try to look a certain way, and it's not necessarily that. Not to say, I don't know all the details, but I just know from what they've shared. But sometimes people don't want to look a certain way or appear a certain way, and then some people just put it all out there. Not to say one is right or wrong, because you can say the truth about what things are if you take responsibility for the truth. But if you don't take accountability, then you won't. Like, for instance, a narcissist, they don't take responsibility for anything they've done. So according to them, they're perfect and everybody else is wrong. So, and that's what I don't like that Chrisean. I'm not saying I don't like Chrisean as a person, but I don't like that she does not take responsibility for her actions, that she basically plays the victim. And I don't feel any of us are victims of anything. We're survivors. Not to say we deserve everything we've been through, but it's things that we didn't deserve that God allowed us to go through because he knew we could come out of it, like Job, and he caused certain things so that we would do certain things according to his calling over our life. Otherwise, we wouldn't go into our calling. So he knows what he's doing, but you just have to take responsibility for your actions too. Like, you can't blame your past or the devil or your demons. You can't do that. If you're a person of God, you know that the devil have no power compared to God and chosen people. No. So you let him and whoever his minions are, whoever's he's using to use you, and I hate that a lot of people around her are older that are not being helpful to her, like not helping her. Instead of helping her, they're using her for money, essentially. And I hate that she's always talking about how it's all about the money, because that makes people think that you don't care about anything but money. When people are telling you something right, for you not to listen and just be like, well, you're not getting money, you don't care. Like, so you're supposed to be a chosen one? Because chosen people, they're selfless, but they help other people, like even people you don't know. If the person you don't know is a good person, you help them because they're going to help other people. That's the whole purpose. Nothing in this world is ours. This is God's kingdom. Like, we are working for him. And he works for us too, but he's humble like that. And that's another thing. Like, when you're a child of God, you're humble. You're not cocky. You're not egotistical. You're not like, I'm not going to support you or, I'm going to take from you if you don't do what I want. So that's not narcissistic. That's not controlling. You are the reflection, and she's the reflection of the person that she says she loves. So it's just too much for me. And, I've never been a person who allowed a man to abuse me. And I'm not saying it's all his fault because she's allowing it. And from what it looks like, she's aggressor, so she's not innocent in it. So, but he also is wrong for, to me, feeding her the things that he knows brings out toxicity in her. And that's what he does, because that's what his shows are about, bringing out negativity. He even said in an interview, bring out more toxicity. That's basically what they tell them. Whatever you need to do to bring out the craziness, that's what's going to bring the money. And they're going to do it, until they wake up, or they may not, But hopefully people who've seen it sees the agenda, because it's definitely an agenda. And if that's you and that's the path that you're on, then that's just the path that you're on. But if you're not on that path and you do want to go in the right direction, which is the direction towards God, Christ, Jesus, you won't do those things. Hopefully they're being used some type of way to show people the most craziest thing, and to know you're not supposed to do this. That's what I'm hoping that it's being used for. And then, because sometimes, God works like that. He works in mysterious ways. And people be like, no. But, we, back in my day, I'm not going to tell my age, but we had music and shows and stuff like that had some things in it, but it was mostly positive, and we loved it, and it was the best. Back in the 90s, even in the early 2000s, it was like the best music, best shows, and it was quality. Like, TLC was the best, not one of the best girl groups of all time. Like, and that was positive. Like, the shows, A Different World, that was my favorite show. Like, just so many, the list goes on. The music, shoot, it's some songs that y'all probably never heard before. Y'all probably never heard Blue Cantrell. Y'all probably never heard of Sunshine Anderson. You know what I'm saying? Like, just the list, it's a lot. It's a lot, okay? But I said it to say, I will say that, some of the young people that I talk with, because I, work with young people, they do say that they feel like this relationship is about business, it's about money. I mean, some people have relationships like that where it's just about the money or whatever. That's what they choose to do. I don't agree with it because I feel like it should be about love and money, but some that's just about love, but you can't live off of love. We do live in a physical world, so you have to have that balance. But speaking of balance, you should check out, if anybody's watching or whatever, see this, my sister's video about masculine and feminine energies. That is a really good video. I will put it in my description of this video too, so y'all can click on it. But I don't know if you're interested in a prophetic intuitive consultation with me. I'll put my information below. If you want to purchase my book, The Empowerment of Self, Inspiring You Through Hidden Knowledge, I'll put that below as well. Definitely subscribe, like, and share the video with others for sure. That's about it. It's crazy out here. I don't know. I think that she's very talented as far as like being an entertainer, being a personality, being an athlete, of course. She says she's smart, but I'm not seeing her be smart. I'm just being honest. If she's smart, she need to show me that. Not to say that she have to prove it to me, but she really need to prove it to herself that she's smart, because it seems to me like she's allowing people to manipulate her, manipulate her mind. And I know she's young, so I have to remember that a person that's that young can only see certain things. And, hopefully at some point she sees the reflections that she needs to see to help heal those things in her. Especially, at this point in her life, if she's with child, for sure. I would hope that she doesn't pass those traumas down, because if she don't work on that healing, she got a lot of work to do, She'll pass that down to that child. She don't want that. Hopefully she don't want that, But yeah, I'm glad that she sees certain people that she says aren't real, even though they're being nice to her and buttering her up and all of that. Hopefully she sees that these people, they being nice to you, but they're telling you stuff that's gonna cause you more problems. But if you don't care, then nobody can make you care, and versus people who are telling you the truth and you get mad at them, you don't like them. So, but hey, I know at a certain age, certain people can be like that, I had my time when I was young, and I was hard-headed, and it got me in trouble every time. And then when I got a certain age, I was like, but I guess, we try to help younger people not go through things that we went through, yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say about this or whatever for now. I know it's gonna be something else. Hopefully something good and positive in a better direction and all that good stuff. But yeah, that's it. All right. Bye.